Hello and welcome to my presentation on content management systems. My name is Daniel Reeves, and I'm happy you are watching my presentation. So first of all, we're going to ask, what is a content management system? A content management system, often abbreviated as CMS, is software that helps users create, manage, modify content on a website without the need for specialized technical knowledge. In simpler language, a content management system is a tool that helps you build a website without needing to write all the code from scratch, or even knowing code at all. This is really kind of a plug-and-play system. Instead of building your own system for creating web pages, storing images, and other function, the content management system handles all the basic infrastructure stuff for you so that you can focus on moving forward with parts of your website. So how does a content management system work? Without a content management system, you'd need to write a static HTML file, CSS file, JavaScript file, and upload it to a server, much like we've done in the class. And that sounds complicated. And it is, especially for someone who's never done it before and doesn't necessarily want to go to school to learn it. With a content management system, like WordPress, you can just write your content in an interface that looks a little bit like Microsoft Word. That's a lot simpler, right? Similarly, to upload and manage media like images, you can just browse the media library and that allows you to select images and videos and whatnot. The content management system isn't just a back-end management interface, though it also makes all of the content that you create show up for your visitors exactly like you want it to. What makes up a content management system? On a more technical level, a content management system is made up of two core parts. CMA, content management application. This is the part that allows you to actually add and manage content on your site. We'll demonstrate that. A content delivery application is the back end, behind the scenes process that takes the content you put in the CMA, stores it properly, and makes it visible to your visitors. Together, the two systems make it easier to maintain your website. So what are some examples of popular content management systems? So first one is WordPress. I believe we all have heard of WordPress. Some classes are requiring it as, setting up a blog. You have Joomla. You have Drupal. You have Magento, that one's by Adobe. Squarespace, if you listen to podcasts, you have to hear of Squarespace ad. Wix, I've done several e-portfolios on Wix. Type 3. What kinds of websites can you build with content management systems? Most content management systems are pretty flexible nowadays. While there are some that focus on specific uses like Magento and e-commerce, most of the popular content management systems can be used to create essentially any type of website. Static websites, blogs, e-commerce, forums, social networks, membership sites, e-portfolios, etc. So we're going to go through an example of my personal WordPress site and how you add content. So what we will do is scroll through a assignment that I had last semester with one of my visual design classes. So this looks really clean and really fun. These are ads that the first one is an existing ad and I had to copy it and then I had to compare them. This compare contrast slider of images, and there's probably 3 or 4 on the site, are really, really neat. There's a heading, paragraph. I was able to do this within a night without any previous coding experience. And that's really, really cool. You can see headers and paragraphs, and then you can see an upgrade now button because this is a free model. What they want you to do is purchase more access and available creativity. You can see, it's got my name on it. It's wonderful. So this is an editing page of WordPress. There are a lot of things you can do to it to modify it, whether it's clicking on that brown plus sign. We're going to click on the blue plus sign here and add a block. In WordPress, you have all these things you can choose from a heading to paragraph to images. So we're going to start with a heading. I'm going to type in heading. Maybe I'll change it. See if we can go with something a little more specific. Let's see. I can't really think of anything. Maybe an easier heading. Let's just go with heading. It's not necessarily that important. So then we click again, and we're immediately able to add custom HTML if we want, spacer, paragraph. Let's do, let's look at some of our other options. So you have a ton of options here. Image options, there's that image compare slider. Fantastic. Different things, audio. But let's slide up. Let's do something basic. Let's just do a paragraph. So it inserts the paragraph. And we're just going to type in paragraph goes here. So paragraph is above our header. That's a problem. Well, we'd have to fix that in code if we were doing it normally, but we can just move it down. All of a sudden it's below our header. That's pretty cool. If I didn't know any code, that would be a really, really easy fix, and it would help. We can even modify it through code, so we can see our paragraph element there. So next, let's add another block item. Let's do, let's see. So let's add, we're going to browse all, and let's do that image compare slider that we saw earlier. That's really cool. I really like that. If anyone knows the code for that and the CSS imagery, I'm sure there's quite a bit of JavaScript that goes with it, but so we're going to hit upload. Well, maybe I don't have any images on my computer, but maybe I've uploaded images before. You have a media library in WordPress. So I have all these images from my previous assignments. There's a travel picture of my lovely wife. Let's do the picture of the canyon and the picture of my wife. We're going to insert both of them. And we're going to look for it. It's going to take just a moment to load. Every time I put it in, I forget that. You can see that premium content. They want you to buy more. And immediately we have our compare slider. So we can slide it side to side, see the two images. It looks like the image with my wife needs to be resized, and that would probably take just a little bit more time, but it's a pretty large photo. So we won't take that time, but we can edit it as HTML if we want. You can see the slider going back and forth. It's pretty cool. You can, there's lots of different customizations, so I'm going to go through that. So I click the preview button, and this allows you to view your site live as it's been saved. I don't believe I've clicked the save button. This is taking just a moment to load. Not sure why. So, there we go. So you're looking at my site. I was able to add all this. Some of this is on the template. Some of it's kind of, you can see some of these things are from the template, which is nice. You select a template and it gives it to you. I'm not a food writer or anything, or graphic designer, so those things were from the template. There's a link for my portfolio that I've added, and then there's links at the bottom for the different things that I've put in. Here's another post that I've made, article starting of of 2020, or I guess halfway through 2020. That was super easy to make. So I'm looking for the things I just uploaded and I'm not seeing them. I forgot to click update. So we're going to go back to where we were working. We're going to close out of it and we're going to update it there with our blue update button. In just a moment. Just looking around the page. And we're able to see that slider, make sure it's working correctly, adjust those options as needed. It's really, really nice if you want to switch through images and browse them, everything like that. That's, you can change the columns to rows if you'd like to do that. You can see on the right-hand side it says orientation. There's a side-by-side or above and below, so you can go up and down or side-to-side. That's a nice way to do it. So update page. That was kind of a nice look through my page. My page isn't put together very well because I don't love CMS systems, even though they are really helpful. I feel bound by the templates, and that frustrates me to a point. So I'm going to click back on my site, and that will refresh it. We're going to scroll down to our links again, and there is our edition that we made. So now that's on the site. It is live. I'm able to play with it. It's a fantastic tool, and makes, if I was going to do that by code, that would take a long time, especially at my skill level. So that is extremely helpful. So we're just going to look at my home page and give you a look at what it can do. So you have design options, theme options, tools. We can look at themes. So if I didn't like my current theme, I could just go through maybe photos, different templates for different purposes, which is wonderful. So that is my WordPress. It's not a great example it's not a great example as far as like an amazingly robust site goes, but it is a great example of being able to create content quickly, upload it, and make it look professional. So the CMS software advantages are most introductory levels are free. That WordPress site is free. All of my Wix sites are free. The domain is free, but it's going to be long and complicated. WordPress.com/DanReevesUtah.wordpress.com. That's pretty long. It doesn't look terribly professional, but if you just need something on a website, it's fantastic. Makes site building and management available for everyone. Probably a couple of hours, and you could learn to use WordPress pretty proficiently. Some of the disadvantage of a CMS software is if you want to do more than the free option, it's going to cost you money. There could be additional charges as far as managing a site that is, danreeves.com. It may cost more than managing your own coding site, especially if they're managing your content as well. Your limited template options leave you with either you make do with what you have or you spend money to go from there. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please ask. I've been using them since high school and really enjoy them. Even though we all know code, it is a great resource if you're trying to put together something simple. And there are my resources. Thank you so much.